All right. Welcome to BEARSKIFILM on a Wednesday. Paulie, we're officially close to 24 hours away from week one of regular season football. So finally, it's time for us to kind of do our preseason predict or like a regular season prediction from the preseason, kind of try to get ahead of how we think the team record's going to go, statistics generally speaking, and then kind of preview week one against the Vikings. So yeah, that's kind of my plan for where we're going to go today. Any thoughts?
Yeah, we got a game tomorrow. Finally, start of the season. We got a game Friday too. Isn't there a game Friday?
Yeah, we
Good
got the
football
YouTube
Thursday and
TV.
Friday.
I don't know if this
Yeah.
is true. I saw a rumor. I saw a little thing on the internet that said that Stream East finally got taken down for
And then I,
like for
I saw
real.
I saw it was debunked. I don't know, maybe. So there's some back and
Okay.
forth.
Well, I would hope
We'll
so. I
see.
mean, who cares? But
Yeah, we're doing
yeah.
good, AJP. How you doing, man? We are. I think we're excited, but I think we're optimistically cautious. I
Yeah,
guess would
that's
be the
you
way
pulled it
to
out right out of my
right.
mouth. Cautiously optimistic. Yeah.
Yeah, because it's interesting. Dude, I see the opportunity. It's right there. Monday night
Mm-hmm.
to catch a team with brand new quarterback coming to your stadium to play. You got a new coach. There's the you can pull this one off. I think you need to pull this one off. I'm telling you. I think a hot start is really important this year.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think you need to come out hot. But it's going
Um.
to be a tough task, even without
Yeah,
Justin.
man. I think I think the thing I wanted to start with, generally speaking, was you were a little hard on Jalen in the offseason, and today they kind of broke the news that he's been fighting like a really bad groin hamstring kind of thing all offseason. And with our buddy Carl, I think me and him were a little bit more in the like it probably is something legitimate. It probably wasn't contract related. And it's good news and it's bad news. It means he's probably not as much of a diva as you like to think he is. And the bad news is that Jalen Johnson's not 100% going into week one, and he had all off season to kind of heal up. So that kind of makes me nervous. I don't know about you. Think, I mean, I've said pretty much my major thought on that is just if Jalen's not your cornerback one, who is? Is it Tyreek Stevenson? I mean, that makes me feel a little bit worse about you already don't have much of a pass rush, and now you're relying on a bunch of corners that are going into a first year system with Al Harris going man to man. And so, yeah, any thoughts on that?
Yeah, no, you're right. It is good news that he's not that much of a diva because you don't want him to be. And yeah, I heard that broken down a little bit more that it was just maybe it was interpreted the wrong way and then hit the media the wrong way. And, it is what it is. But yeah, I'd rather have him. He said more or less that he's aware of the top contracts in the league and what top five corners get paid. Not necessarily that, you know what I mean? And when it does come to contract time, listen, if you're a number one corner for however many years, yeah, you're going to deserve a paycheck at some point, a really big one. You know what I mean? You don't keep that job by just being average unless you're really, really thin in the secondary. But yeah, I thought corner was kind of always a deep position for us, and it doesn't seem so. Look at this, one injury away from just like you said. From now, what?
Sure.
Tyreek Stevenson? Like, I guess that would be your plan, right? What other plan would you have? I don't
I
think
mean,
you
you don't really have one
hold him.
considering the fact that Terrell Smith has already been placed on season-ending IR, and I've always liked Terrell Smith, and he's always been really good when we see him for the 10% of the season that he gets to play, but then he's always injured for the last 2 3 years. I think he got drafted the same draft as Kyler and uh, Jaquan Brisker, so you're one Jaquan Brisker concussion away from losing another starter in the secondary. Kevin Byard's older. Kyler Gordon, as awesome as he is, has pretty much never played more than I think 10 or 11 games in a season. So it makes me nervous considering you're playing Justin Jefferson. Thank God the other receivers, Adam Thielen for week one, but doesn't make me feel great. And those feelings I had about why this game would go poorly are only getting worse. So I don't. It, I've told you the scenario in my head, and it's something I hope people understand that it's going to ruin my week if they come out and go 0-1. I don't want people to understand that we want them to lose. It will ruin 7 days back to back for me until we see the next game. But like we talked about this off camera on the phone. The the way that people kind of perceive the Bears is like, man, they had wholesale changes at almost every single level of their team. Starting from the top, Ryan Poles stayed the same, but he had his contract negotiation, whatever. Virginia passed away. You hire a new head coach, a completely new staff. Uh, you reshuffle the offensive line room completely. 60% of it is changing for sure, and you were probably trying to have 80% of it get changed with Trapillo. And then you have some major changes at like receiver, tight end. The running back room did not get better. The defense did not necessarily improve, and everyone's like penciling in 10 wins. On the other hand, you have the Vikings that, in every single possible way from a 14-win season, got better than the year before, minus a J.J. McCarthy and Sam Darnold swap. And so, unless J.J. McCarthy, in somebody's mind, is 8 victories worse, how are the Vikings winning like 6 games or 7 games that people are predicting? I don't see it personally.
Yeah, I heard a prediction out there too where the Vikings were 4th in the division, and no, it's the last team I could see winding up there. To be honest with you, I think they might lead the division this year. I mean, they are that good, and man, dude, to think they added to that defense, that thing was already a nightmare. Just
Not only added, they strengthened one of their weakest positions and made it one of their greatest strengths.
well, yeah, they had 2 pass rushers, both with double-digit sacks. And Montez Sweat had what, 5.5 last year?
And they had like almost no defensive tackles on the roster, and they replaced those with Jonathan Allen and Jonathan Hargrave. So you're not. It's a very good defensive line. It's scary. It gives Brian Flores a lot more. He can play down and dirty. He can play some basic ass defense, and he can still do that crazy shit that he was doing all season last season.
So I was driving on my way home, and I'm not sure where exactly these statistics are from, but I know they were talking about them on ESPN. So they were saying if you were to rank the Bears at the end of the year, what would their offense be? What do you think they're going to wind up with?
My hope, and I think we've said this, if they end up anywhere between 20, if their bottom end is 20 and their top end is like 12, I'm pretty happy. Obviously, I want it to be closer to 12 than to 20. But if it's any worse than 20, I think this season went really, really poorly.
So I was thinking like 16th, which is funny because that's right in the middle.
Center.
And that poll had them at 13th. Okay. And then special teams. Where do you think their special teams was ranked?
So I was talking to you, sorry, real quick, because Buka's always like just the best in terms of interaction. JJ,
we started the show with him.
Yeah. What's that?
They said we started the show with it, right?
Yeah. JJ? No, it's not the JJ.
JJ McCarthy.
No, Justin Jefferson. I think so. I think there's a lot of JJs.
I read Jalen Johnson.
Jalen Johnson's
I was like,
not
we
healthy.
started with Jalen Johnson.
Jalen Johnson's not 100%. Justin Jefferson's not 100%. I think he's dealing with like a hamstring pull or something. And then you've got JJ McCarthy, who's coming off an ACL, but from all reports, he's fine health-wise. So
the statistics of
addressing all 3 JJs.
If your initials are JJ.
Yeah. Can you imagine this game going JJ to JJ against JJ?
Yeah.
If Justin Jefferson's lined up on Jalen Johnson to JJ McCarthy.
And then you have Velus Jones Jr. It's JJ.
We don't say that name. That was you transitioned that perfecly. We were talking about you asked me about special teams, and I was telling you
So what do you
was watching every game. Just to put a caveat on there, I was watching the games on my iPad the other day, and I was just like, man, people forget very quickly. Velus Jones Jr. was so horrible on special teams.
Yeah,
he got himself cut on like 5 plays a game.
Yeah, no, that was bad.
How do you get yourself cut fucking up 5 plays a game? Like Tennessee, he almost single-handedly lost Tennessee. I would say we're in the top half Special teams, Richard Hightower's fucking good, man. Without Velus Jones Jr. fucking shit up. If you're talking about special teams altogether,
Yep.
Torrey Taylor's fucking top 10 punter, probably.
Yep.
Cairo Santos is probably top 10 kicker. And then as long as you don't,
Hightower's a damn good coach.
he's a top 10 special teams coach. And as long as your returner, whoever you choose it to be, isn't a catastrophe, you should be a top 10 special teams. Like 8, 9, 10.
So they had him ranked 3rd.
That's a little.
Yeah, that's a bit high, but still. You know what I mean?
If you're summarizing all of it in one package, sure. Like if you're aggregating. But
so then, and this one, when they said it, in my mind, I hit it right on the spot. Where do you think the defense winds up being?
11th.
11th at the end of the year?
Defensively?
Defense, yes.
Okay.
32 teams?
I was just trying to read your mind. I don't know.
No.
Okay. Realistically?
Yes, realistically.
I'm attributing the fact that there's going to be a major injury in there somewhere. We're going to have some bad weeks. I think this pass rush is nowhere near as good as people think it is. And I think the secondary is going to be a work in progress. Dennis Allen's really fucking good, but I think this defense needs to be overhauled in next offseason to be good. I'm going to say 15.
Yeah, they had him at 26th.
Defensively?
Yeah, dude.
Some
Like,
people are
you
saying
don't have
this is
a
the
pass
top 5
rush.
defense. Who is?
Dude, top 5 defense. I don't know. I just don't see it. I don't see it.
I don't
I think
either.
we're gonna have a
but I don't
lot
see it
of
being that
issues,
bad.
man. Yeah, I don't know.
If you are that bad, here's what's going to happen though, and this is kind of what we were hoping for in Caleb's rookie season. If your defense is that bad, then let your offense go out there and just have 5,000 yards and 30 interceptions with Caleb, and just fucking sling it because you just keep giving up points. And if that's the case, that'll make me feel a little bit better about this season.
Well, I think adjustments are something that we have yet to see, and that's something that a lot of coaches and a lot of coaching staffs fail at. You know what I mean? We saw that with Matt Eberflus, where sometimes there were no adjustments made unless he had a trick up his sleeve. He said the one game. Okay, yeah. That's a huge part of football, just from one half to the other half, even. And so I think learning about yourself as a team as the season goes on and evaluating yourself properly, and then adjusting your offense to whatever will most likely win you games. You know what I mean? Dude, yeah, if your offense is clicking, I hear you. Become more of an offensive team then. But, dude, that pass rush just scares me so much. And I can see exactly why they had him ranked that low because, dude, you want to talk injury away? Like, what if Montez Sweat goes down?
Okay. So, all right. I don't want to spring this on you, so I'm going to ask you this later, and maybe you can give it some thought during pauses in the show. If you have a bold prediction for offense, bold prediction for defense, we used to do this all the time. I don't know if you had one ready to go.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, I doubt you did.
Yeah.
So,
but okay, no, I have one.
If you got one to think about, but where would you say going into the season? I mean, it's going to be hard to see, but like you said, hopefully Ben Johnson's good enough and smart enough to just kind of like find one of the 4 or 5, like there's 5 probably aspects of a team that you can play into as a strength. Maybe you have a good pass rush, maybe you have a good run defense, maybe you have a good secondary, maybe you have a good running game, maybe you have a good passing game, right? Those are like those 5 offense to defense type of things. Like, what would you say right now is the best thing that they can lean into early on? Like Ben Johnson's brain? Like what are we talking about here?
I don't know. That's a great question. I look at the wide receiver core, and I think you have a lot of good pieces there, right? So I think, dude, I just have so many questions about this offensive line, and they're going to be put to the damn test on Monday night right away against a very mean Vikings pass rush defense that's led by a crazy creative coordinator. It's going to be a tough challenge, but dude, I don't know. I don't know if you could just go pass heavy like that right away. I think it's hard to say lean on a run game because we don't have a run game. Like we have
Not that you know of yet,
very
right?
thin at running back, right? So I don't know. I don't know if I have a good answer for that. To be honest with you, I guess you'd lean on, dude. It's got to be the year of Caleb then. That's what
Yeah.
it comes down to. You lean on the quarterback then. That
And
is, I mean, single handedly they can impact the game so much. They, dude, they make such a contribution to everything that yeah, it's if you're good, go out there and win games. I mean, I know it sounds vanilla, but it is what it
yeah.
is.
Well, we did this last week with Carl on the side. 3 games, I'm gonna say I need to see at least till the bye week, which is 4. At least. And I think so if you listen to Ben Johnson speak, what he said, this was in an interview, is he said, "We are gonna completely use that bye week." He's like, "I know the players don't like it when it's early." He goes, "I love the fact that we get this bye week early." Because he said he can't wait to use it to reevaluate what they're good at in the first 4 weeks and lean into that moving into the rest of the season. So that's not my opinion. That's what Ben Johnson openly came out and said. So he's going to use those 4 games and just it's going to be kind of throwing shit against the wall and seeing what sticks with this team in the first 4. And then he's going to use that bye week to kind of do the mini bye like Matt Eberflus did the one time and actually use Justin Fields properly coming out of it.
Yeah, dude, I don't know. It's going to be interesting. It's definitely going to be interesting. I'm excited, definitely to see what kind of offense they're going to come out of the gates with.
Yeah.
There's so
So
many pieces here. I mean, if you think about it, you traded that first overall pick back to get DJ Moore. You got Darnell Wright. You got Roma Dunze, all first round picks technically, right? Was DJ originally drafted in the first round too? I think
yeah.
so. Yes.
Yep.
Right. Um,
Cole Kmet a
I got
second, Luther Burden a second,
yes.
Colson Loveland a
Loveland a
first.
first. Yeah, I mean, dude, that's plenty of talent. One football to go around. You got to
Mm-hmm.
find a way to to make it work. I mean, it's gonna be rough too, especially if you're thin at running
Protect.
back and can't protect, can't control the running game. I mean, a lot of people are surprised that Roshan Johnson is listed as running back too. I'm still saying he's probably our best blocker as a running back.
It's
I
probably
mean,
your
I
best
think he's
goal line
better.
back.
Yeah, there's
Probably your
ways
best
to
red
use
zone
a
back.
running back, but you know, you, look at what the
He's
Patriots
going
did.
to play the Jamal Williams role. Remember in
Yeah,
Detroit when he had like 21 touchdowns and you just kind of run him out of these weird formations? So
not.
I don't know. I have 3 major things I would say we can kind of go into for for like the season preview kind of episode. We did this last week. We officially gave our season win and loss predictions. Has your win and loss changed at all? Are you more dead set on it? I had them at
I,
6 in a different way. You had them at 6 in a
I've
slightly different way.
I've been leaning more towards 7. I
Okay.
don't know. I've been feeling bad about the 6 prediction a little bit, but I've been leaning more towards 7.
I have as well. I'm gonna stick. I'm gonna stick to 6 just because
Yeah,
I think it'll happen in a different way than what we thought it would have. But I don't feel bad. It's not that different in a 17 game season. Double digit losses is still double digit losses. If you're 7-10 or 6-11, it's kind of fucking depressing.
no, yeah, and that's dude. I hope we look back at this and we're like we were wrong and we're a double digit win team. But dude, I
Yeah.
just don't see it happening. The way it would happen though is like I said, a hot start. You get these guys motivated. If you're going to take that bye week to make adjustments too on top of it and try and get better at the things that you're already doing well, and you've been winning games doing those things, then that could be a way to string together some more wins than we think. But I've seen this team. I've seen these guys go out there. I've seen some pretty lackluster performances, and I've been through some disappointments. It's still kind of like a you got to prove it to me type of deal, from my opinion. I don't know.
Well, I try to compare this season not to like Dan Campbell's first season, but his second one when he finally got the team kind of moving a little bit because this roster is much better. It's got a little bit more legs underneath it. And I think that second year, Dan Campbell won like 6 or 7 games, might have been 8. And then they turned into the Lions where they like made a playoff. Then they turned into last year's Lions and they won 14. So this is like you're probably a year ahead of where Dan Campbell started in Detroit. You're not that far ahead. You're not like playoff ready. I don't think. I don't think you're last year's Lions because are you last year's Lions? That's crazy. If people think you're that fast and that far ahead, I think that's a little bit of delusion.
No, I mean, we've seen it happen before in the NFL. Teams go from last to first. I mean, it's not impossible, right?
It's not, but I
It's
don't think
just
you're that
it doesn't happen that often, is what it is. And I don't think,
no.
yeah, I don't think
It
in this
can.
division specifically. Like I said, my worst thing about this whole thing is even if we are a good team, we're competing against three other teams that are pretty damn great.
And
You
that's
know?
your biggest obstacle, right? And like
Yeah.
Sean McVay lost
Rough.
Aaron Donald, and everybody was expecting him to go down to like 5 wins, and he made it to the playoffs with like 9. And that was Sean McVay, for God's sake. We're supposed to just like blindly trust the guy in his first coaching year. It's a little tough ask, you know what I mean? So 6 wins, I'm going to stick to. You're going to go to 7. That's fine. I
No,
have a
I
bunch
mean,
of
yeah. I was gonna say we already did the episode, so it is what it is. But yeah, I've just
yeah.
been leaning more towards 7. But
No, I get it. I get what you're saying. It's like a 6-7 win team is our final prediction on the wins.
yeah, it's the same
Um,
thing.
Yeah, pleasant surprises are always nice, but we're not going to get bamboozled like some people claim they won't be and then get bamboozled, right? So they're like, oh, we're not going to trust again. And then 10 wins conservatively. Like, that's ridiculous. Like, 10 wins is not a conservative season. That's a fucking great season. That's playoffs. So,
Yeah, it should be.
all right. So I got a few things written down if you are ready to kind of give some predictions. And I think we're pretty close on a lot of these. We've generally discussed these. So, the most important thing Caleb Williams season total. So first question is does he play all 17 games?
Oh man, I was surprised he played all 17 last year.
Me too.
I will say yes.
I'm going to say no. I don't think he gets benched, but I at least he's going to get nicked up for like 3. I would say 2 to
Yeah,
3.
starting all 17 is a rough ass, but I don't know.
I don't know. He was tough as hell last year, but all right, that's here nor there. So with that like being said, because in my head that's how my stat line is being produced. Because if he's playing all 17 games, he should have like good statistics, right? So do you have a season total yardage for Caleb? Because I'm going to write these down. I want to compare these at the end of the year.
Yeah, I'll say 38 and a half.
Nice. Caleb, for me, because I just don't realistically see how he starts all 17 games.
Yeah, I was thinking about that. That was kind of stupid of me to say. I would be way more comfortable at 15, 16 games.
Okay.
He misses one. I think
I mean,
that's
38-50 is pretty good with that many games.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
I got him. I have him dangerously close. You said 38-50. I got him at 37-50. Neither of us have him at 4,000 yards, which would be sad because everybody wants the Bears' first 4,000-yard passer in the season.
And what did he have last year?
3,400, 500.
3,540. Yep.
So he didn't have a bad season. I'm not saying that's a bad season. It was just I don't think he's going to do that much different.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's going to improve a little bit, but yeah, I don't see us breaking 4. So, yep. And
do you have a and also what were his rushing yards if you have that ready in front of you?
I can look that
I
up.
think it was like about 500.
Yeah, I was going to say it's about 5 something. It was 5. Where is it? Hold on. Why does this not tell me?
So to comment on that, I think Ben Johnson's openly kind of said that he plans to use Caleb's legs a little bit more effectively. So like bootlegs and stuff like that. And with that being said, I would like that number to go down, but I think that number is going to go up.
489. How many
So I
first
think that's going to
downs?
go up to like 600.
How many first downs do you think he got?
Oh, a lot. He saved a lot of first downs. I'm going to say 13.
Dude, 27.
That's unbelievable. That's so good.
Yeah, that's a great stat.
That's an amazing stat. Do you have any predictions for rushing?
Um, I, my gut tells me like 400 again. I mean, not 5,
Okay.
but 4. Yeah.
All right. Let's go with passing touchdowns.
32.
Son of a bitch. I was going to say 31. 32 touchdowns. I was going to say 31. That's crazy. Man, I kind of almost want to say interceptions at the exact same time, just to see
14.
if we say the same. Fuck, I was going to say 13, you fucking asshole.
Yeah. There you go. So what? We
Yeah.
went off.
Yeah. Okay. So I would say that's a pretty good season. If he goes 37-50, 31 and 13, or 38-50, 32-14, I think that's a damn good season. I'd be happy with
Yeah.
that from Caleb.
And what? I was
All right.
starting one more game than you.
Yeah, I got him at like 14 games. I think in 14 games, that's a good season.
So there's the difference in the stat line from that extra game.
Pretty much. Yeah, an extra
Okay.
game. All right. Now we've got. I'm going to save the distribution of yards for Pat for receiver in a second. We can agree DeAndre Swift, Kyle Monungai, Roshan Johnson. You can say each player individually, or you can kind of add them up. What do you think the rushing? Oh, real
Oh
quick.
man.
How many sacks does Caleb take? That's a very important
That
number.
I
I want
hate
to know.
that one. I hate that
I
one.
know. I know. How many times does Caleb get sacked this season? Was
40,
68 last year?
68 last year. Yeah.
Okay.
45.
42 was my number.
Yeah, that's
Still
the
bad.
most important ones. Oh yeah, still really bad.
Still so
Still
bad.
really high. Yeah.
48 sacks. That's crazy bad. I think Josh Allen got sacked like 13 times last year.
That's crazy.
That's like less than once a game. That's an unbelievable number.
Yeah, it's
So I got him at
drive for him.
42. You've got him at 48. DeAndre Swift. Any ideas for rushing?
Dude, do you think he breaks 1,000? I think he breaks 1,000.
I do not.
Ooh, I think he
If he
just
couldn't
breaks.
break 1,000 on the Eagles, I do not see him breaking 1,000 here.
I think you're gonna depend on him a lot. So I don't know.
I got him
Yeah,
at
I
about
have him at
880,
1050.
1050. I got him at 880. And then I got Monungai at a surprising like 550.
I would say 4.
So I think we basically have the same number there. It's just more, yours
Yeah.
is more Swift heavy. Mine is more Monungai heavy.
Okay.
And then Roshan's kind of irrelevant, right? Like 20,
Yeah.
200, probably 300.
I was thinking
So this
3.
offense will 3. So I have them about the same. So we are thinking it's about 1,700 yards of rushing offense this season. That's pretty damn good. That's about 100 yards a game.
Yeah, pretty much.
Any rushing
Between 3 guys,
touchdowns? I
though,
don't
you
think.
know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I mean that's kind of
So
how it goes nowadays in the NFL. It's
yeah,
not that yeah, it's not that weird. Touchdowns I don't think kind of matter. It's kind of a luck thing how far you're getting down the
I don't know.
field, right? It's like
I have no idea.
10 to 15 shared among them. Kind of doesn't matter, right? If they have more than that, that'd be awesome. Receivers. You got any do we have 1,000-yard receiver? Who's your leading receiver this year?
Man, DJ Moore.
Me too. I think this, yeah, me too. And what do you got him at?
Dude, I 1,100, 1,150.
Okay, that's crazy. We're so close. Yeah, mine was 1,100 as well.
Dude, has he ever not had 1,000-yard season?
I don't believe so. Yeah, no, he definitely has. He's definitely had not 1,000-yard season. He's been in the league like 8 years. He'd be in Mike Evans and Jerry Rice territory.
Okay, yeah, you're right. He's got 3 non-1,000-yard seasons. His first one was 788. His last one on the Panthers was 888, and last year was 966. Just short.
I think he has a better year. I think he gets a lot more of that Amon-Ra, like quick dump offs, let him run for like 60 yards kind of thing. It's going to be a lot more on him, but he's like the one guy I trust to be like a bowling ball and get yards. King Buka, good point. 950 last year, 1K this year. Not crazy. I don't know. I think it's going to be a little bit more running back by committee. If Ben Johnson trusts DeAndre Swift that much, then great. But I think they clearly like Monungai. And I just don't think he's going to stand out that much. I think they're going to keep people fresh. But I'm speculating. Who's your number 2 receiver? I'm guessing it's Rome.
Actually, you asked for bold predictions. This would be one of them.
Uh-oh. Rome Odunze gets traded.
No, that Luther Burden does better than Rome.
Cool. What do you got him at?
I would have Luther Burden at 790, 800.
750 was going to be my guess. I'm going to put you down for 800 for Luther.
Yeah.
I still got Rome coming in second. I think he's going to do slightly. Last year was a lot worse for Rome than people remember. It was like 500 yards. I think if Rome gets like 850 to 900, I think it'd be a damn good year. So I'm going to say 850 for Rome.
Yeah, and I was going to say 750 for Rome.
And you've got Rome at 750. I'm going to put Luther Burden. I don't think he's number 3 even. I think he's going to be number 4. I'm going to put Luther Burden at around 500 yards, and I'm going to put OZ, Olamide Zacchaeus, at about 700, 750. I just want to make sure my math is correct, that if Caleb has 3750, that this is a reasonable number that's adding up to. So, yep, that's, I think, maybe a little high. Olamide Zacchaeus 600.
Well, that is pretty high. No, I mean, the way I see it is after that, at least for my prediction, I got 800, I got 750, I got 1100. I mean, that's 2,700. So I got about 1,000 yards to spread out for the rest of them. You know what I mean?
You're way off. What do you got OZ at? Olamide Zacchaeus.
300 yards.
Really? That would be a catastrophe for that guy.
Yeah, you still have Colston Loveland and Cole Komet.
So if you got OZ at 300, you got about 1,000 yards left to spread out.
Yeah.
About 9, actually.
Yeah, that's what I mean. So I would say probably like 550 for Loveland.
That's kind of where I had him as well.
Yeah.
I had a bold prediction that Colston Loveland will outperform Cole Komet in almost every statistical category this year.
Yeah, Cole Komet's going to be blocking a lot.
So I had Cole Komet at about 400 yards, 350.
Yeah. But the good thing about that is you still know he's totally capable of making plays for you. So if you're using him to block often and he's developed into a decent blocker now, that could be something that definitely works, Yeah.
And then we got running backs kind of bringing up the remaining like 250 to 300 on screens and dump offs and all that stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I don't.
Just however it gets distributed.
Whatever, yeah. At that point, I mean, I think that's all the main ones.
Yeah. I like it. So that's kind of the main part. All right. I don't know how to phrase this. So, like, defensively, who do you think maybe the best defensive secondary player will be this year?
I don't know if I can do that.
Your secondary. Who's going to be just your best secondary player at the end of the year?
Secondary. I mean, stat wise, then that's what we're talking about.
Who's gonna jump off the page? Who's going to be your best secondary player this year at the end of the season? Jalen, Brisker, Byard.
I was going to say it could be Tyler Gordon.
Yeah. I was going to say Gordon.
I was going to go. Yeah, I was going to go with Gordon.
Gordon, me too. I think he's going to have like 5 or 6 sacks, some crazy number like that, 2 or 3 picks, and just have like. I
actually think to alleviate the defensive line lack of pressure that you're going to be getting, we've seen Brisker blitzing have some success under Eberflus. We've seen Tyler Gordon blitzing and have some success under Eberflus. Yeah. It's not a bad play to call here and there, or especially if you're an aggressive coordinator. And you do have guys that you could use in those situations that have had success. So, I mean, it might be one way. Dude, do you remember that? I was thinking about this the other day. Do you remember the year that Jaquan Brisker was our leading sacker
Yes.
with 9 sacks?
It was not that long ago.
Yeah, we might be kind of headed that way a little bit again.
It is something that I was thinking about the other day about how if you did not get Montez Sweat, how this would be the worst pass rush in the league, 32 out of 32, and it wouldn't even be close. The position has been borderline ignored for
Dude, and I've been
5 years.
screaming about it every draft.
It's
like I literally have. I've been sitting here just like yelling about it.
Like, get a defensive lineman, for fuck's sake. It's the only place you can get one is like first or second round.
I hate that we're in a position now where that's the thing that's killing us. Because, dude, it's so impactful. You cannot Band-Aid over this.
People think that the Giants might be like a sneaky good team because they just have 3 or 4 pass rushers. And people are like, well, that might be the best line in all of football, so they might be good. And they're right. If they can get like 30 sacks between those 4 guys, that might be one of the best like defenses in football.
Dude.
It's borderline like it might be the worst thing Ryan Poles has done in the last 3-4 years. Is the like
saying 40
neglect
45
of defensive line.
We're saying 40 45 sacks for Caleb to take is a lot. It is a lot. Each one of those are drive killers. Like, that's what people don't understand. It's so much harder to come back from 3rd and 12, 3rd and 13, or whatever it is. When you go back and get negative yardage, it puts you in a one-dimensional spot. I mean, it's just tough to make those plays. When you make them, they're miracles. Like, it's rough, man. So, that's why.
So we got Kyler Gordon doing well. The linebackers kind of don't matter. They're both going to be fine.
Yeah.
TJ Edwards will be, your leading tackler, and he'll be good. Who do you have leading sacker or sack numbers for players? I have one. I'll start just so you don't steal it. I think your leading sack getter this year will be Gervon Dexter.
I was going to say Grady Jarrett.
That would be. Both are bad because they're both defensive tackles. I think Gervon Dexter is going to be thrown around the line this year. I think he's going to be mixed up.
Maybe he's probably going to take the double teams.
And I got Dexter leading the league with 8.5, leading the team with 8.5, leading the team with 8.5.
That's a lot, yeah.
It's not. It's not if that's your leading sack.
Right. No, that's true. Yeah. No, I was thinking 7.
Grady Jarrett.
Yeah.
What were you thinking? 7, 8?
Yeah, so I'll go with 8.
Okay. Number 2, I do have Montez Sweat.
Same here.
With 8 sacks.
I would have him at 7.
And then I think I got Grady Jarrett with like 7.
Yeah, and this is where I have
a lot of sacks from a few people. That's kind of how.
Yep.
Ruben Hippolyte's going to have 3 or 4.
Right.
TJ Edwards going to have 5 or 6.
Yeah.
Kyler Gordon's going to have 4 or 5. Jaquan Brisker's going to have 5 or 6. And so it's going to be the small number from a lot of guys because they're going to go get it.
Yeah.
And then so I think Dexter, Sweat. I think this year, God damn it, I need Montez Sweat to earn that paycheck so bad because it's kind of bad. Like if he doesn't have if he does not have double-digit sacks, is this year a failure for Montez Sweat? Because I say unequivocally yes.
No, do you know what he's getting paid compared to the guys who are getting paid for getting double-digit sacks?
We saw this last week. It's like he's 8th.
Yeah. So I mean, dude, he's making what, $16 million? How much is Michael Parsons making?
What?
No, I'm saying, like, comparatively speaking, I wouldn't say it's a failure. I'd say you can still get value out of what you're getting because you're paying him a certain amount.
If he doesn't have double digits, I think he's the 8th highest paid defensive end in the league, and Micah Parsons makes $42 million a year.
Well, yeah, I mean, dude, what are you paying him next year?
I want to say 28.
I think that's high. I think that's really high.
Highest paid Defensive ends in football.
Yeah, okay, 20.
20. So Bosa's 34.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I
Thanks.
think I
Okay.
think
So
I think
he
if
is
you come
currently,
I think if you come in at 9, I don't think that's a failed season. I don't think
he's the
at the end
10th
of the day.
highest paid. So, but if Brian Burns on the Giants and or Josh Allen or Trey Hendrickson don't have double digit sacks, I think they look at it as a failure and they're right next to him.
Okay, well, I guess that's fine, but I mean, me personally, I would set my bar at 9. Like that's where I would want to be at least.
To consider it a failure.
If I had 8, I would think that's a failed season.
I think if it's not 10 at least, it's a failure. 10 is not asking much.
We're one off.
Yeah.
That's not that much.
Okay.
So.
But Dexter leading the league with 8.5, Sweat with 8. You got Jared at 8.
Keep saying
Sweat
the
at
league.
7.
The Bears.
Sorry, the Bears. I'm sorry. Do you have a third leading sacker? You have Dio or Dexter or anybody? Doesn't matter.
Yeah, I would say Dexter then, right? I think a lot of pressure comes from your interior.
I think like 6 or
dude,
7.
Didn't even Billings get a couple last year?
No, I'm sure he did, but he was injured for the majority of the season, so I don't know how much
he was
that
out
matters.
for like 7 games. But
yeah.
I'm just saying they're gonna.
I'll put Dexter for you at 6.5 or 6, just because you got Sweat at 7. So,
all good, Ty. We can always catch you next week. But yeah. Definitely would love to hear your predictions too. So
we got full season. Ty, whenever you get a chance, we did.
Yeah, he'll watch it.
Yeah, Caleb yards, Swift yards, all the receivers,
it'll be
and
recorded,
defensive stuff. So,
yeah.
I don't really have much more on the season stats kind of list. I think that was pretty in depth. I'm going to save this, and I want to compare it.
Yeah, I mean it'll be there. So for sure.
And then we both have. You have 7 wins. I got 6.
Like I said, once again, we're sitting here in a position where we're just hoping that not only do we take a big step forward, but we're hoping that other teams around us take a big step backward.
Which is asking a lot.
It's asking a ton. And that's the part that, I have trouble buying into because, man.
That was my biggest revelation.
The Lions would have to collapse. Like, they would have to historically collapse, which they're not above doing, right? Like, they are the Lions at the end of the day.
The way we laid it out, and the way I laid it out on the phone with you, is like people are kind of just saying, well, I think the Packers are going to regress. I think the Vikings are going to regress. The Packers in no way got worse. They got a great draft. Jordan Love had a horrible season last year where he was injured on and off. So the only thing that happened with the Packers, they got better, healthier, and then got one of the 5 best defensive players in all of football. So to expect them to go from like 11 wins down, I think that's a huge ask. I see that as a 13-win team. I think they win the division this year. We already addressed the Vikings. The Vikings got better in almost every single way. They got deeper. They lost some interior linemen, but replaced them with just as good linemen in free agency from the Colts and some rookies. And then added the defensive line. And then the only thing that's majorly different is the Sam Darnold to J.J. McCarthy upgrade to downgrade. And however much you think that is, I've seen Kevin O'Connell start like 5 quarterbacks in a season and win games with them. So however much you think J.J. McCarthy sucks, if he's that bad, I'm sure the backup is going to do okay with Kevin O'Connell. And if J.J. McCarthy is 75% of what Sam Darnold was last year, that's still a 10 or 12-win team. So I don't see that. The biggest drop off I could see, and if you're asking a lot, is Detroit. But even then, it's like you lost your OC, you lost your DC. I get that. Your coach is still the same, your head coach. Your infrastructure is very, very strong. One more big negative about Detroit. They lost a lot of interior offensive line, and Jared Goff is not very mobile. So if you've got a team that can just attack Jared Goff, like the Lions could have some really bad games next year, but they also got back like the defensive player of the year in Aiden Hutchinson. they lost, right? So they lost O-line. That's why the only one I'm willing to entertain a little bit drop-off wise is Detroit, because they did lose a lot. But I also think that the infrastructure's strong. They have really good position players. They have really good skill players, right? They upgraded their defense. They got healthier on defense. Their quarterback's still the same. They still have a similar wide receiving core. So I don't know. I don't see that
So
much of a drop off from 14 down to like 5. That'd be a historic fall off. So like 8 wins maybe, like 7 I could see, but not like
they're
4
not
or
getting
5 and
7
back at the
wins. No, they're
dumpster.
not. They're not getting 7 wins.
Again, more than that.
Right. Like at minimum
So
9-10 wins. And so, dude, this was a historically high division last year. The records, dude, it's so much harder to get better than 14 wins.
yeah.
Right? So like, yeah, you might drop
Whoa.
off a little bit.
Oh.
Yeah, right.
Oh wow.
You might drop off a little bit in win totals, but yeah, dude, I think you're right. I think the Vikings are like a 13-14 win team leading this division. Dude, I think the Lions are right behind them with 11-12 wins. Right?
I think
And I
all these
think
teams are double-digit win teams.
except for us again. And that's what I mean. Even if we come out, dude, I laid this out too. Like, you could have gotten 9 wins last year. You could have stolen one from the Packers, stolen one from the Vikings, and got 2 other ones, and had 9 wins and still been 4th in this division. Like,
Yeah.
right?
It's
So
kind of,
we have dude, it's a steep hill to climb. Steep.
and again, to be realistic, Debbie Downer, we have the hardest strength of schedule in the NFL this year. We're facing
up,
the
lads?
NFC East. What's up, bud?
Yeah, focus on driving, buddy.
I'm not driving.
No.
I'm stationary.
You're just sitting in your car.
Yeah, I don't feel comfortable just explaining everything, but I scooped up dinner. That's what's going on.
Nice. Okay. All right, talk about it.
Chipotle and eating it in your car, a happy place. He's gonna start
I understand
mukbanging
that.
as
I
a side gig.
Yeah,
He's
right.
gonna start fucking. So I picked up Chipotle and I'm trying their new adobo ranch. Watch me fucking eat this shit.
That sounds
Okay.
like something that like Dan might do for Johnny's little beef or whatever, but definitely not in my forte.
People stopped going to Chipotle with me. They're like embarrassed to go with me because I will seriously get double of everything that's free.
Yeah.
Like, dude, they have a hard time fucking ramping this thing. Sometimes they need to use 2
Shit.
tortillas. Dude, I get my Chipotle has not made money off me. Let me make that
I think,
very, very, very
frankly,
clear. Right?
If you're getting double of everything. If you're getting double everything and you're not getting a burrito bowl, you're fucking disgusting. You're a disgusting human being.
Oh, I thought
it's
that
so
was
chopped, isn't it?
I thought that was.
Can I hear you, lads? No, I can't. Hold on.
No, yeah, we're just gonna remove Carl here.
Yeah. No,
Right,
that's the trick, man. You get some tortillas at home, you fucking fill up that burrito
See, that's
bowl so the
shame.
planet can't even
That's
close.
shame. That's called shame. I have
No,
none
it's
of
not
that.
shame. It's just like
No.
you can't eat
Yeah.
something this big, so you just kind of
I
spread
do
it out
kinda-
into 2 portions.
Yeah, I do kind of fork away at it and then eventually wrap it up. But
Get to destroy your toilet twice.
oh no, it's all one time.
Chipotle way.
Yeah, Chipotle way, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, dude. So,
Sorry, we're playing the
I really-
NFC East, AFC North, by the way, just to clarify.
we are. So there we go.
And-
Hopefully,
You're playing 2 games
apologize.
against every team.
I apologize for my destructive behavior with this. I was in the Twitter app and it just totally went belly up on me, so I apologize.
you ruined the show, Carl.
True.
Oh,
Very
boy.
true.
The entire thing. Delete it now.
I don't know what you guys are talking about. I heard you say something along the lines of like, the borderline sack total for Montez Sweat being a failure or not. I didn't know if that's what you wanted to talk about or what.
I mean, we went there. I said if he's not double digit, like 10. If it's not 10, then it's a fail.
So here's the thing with that, right? It's such a slow person way of thinking, just the sack total alone, right? So you almost have to quantify it by team sack totals, in my opinion, and that requires a lot of research. But it's like, sure, if Montez Sweat gets 7 sacks, is that worthy of what is he making, $25 million a year? Probably not. But what if Austin Booker comes in and gets 12? What if Grady Jarrett's able to go and, win his one-on-ones and get 10 at the ripe age of 38? Like, that's how
Well,
I'd
we
view
did
it.
factor that in where we said there's going to be like 6 or 7 guys on this team that have 5 or 6 sacks, which will end up leading your team like to a high sack total. Ruben Hippolyte's going to have 4 or 5. TJ Edward will have 5
No,
or
I got
6.
bet. Well, actually, I'll let the Ruben Hippolyte comment slide because it sounds like TJ Edwards might not even suit up for Minnesota, but we'll see.
Oh, was he hurt? I didn't see that part.
Yeah, TJ Edwards and Brisker went down earlier in the week, like the very first practice that wasn't training camp, and Brisker's already back,
Lovely.
but no one saw TJ Edwards today. They saw Manungai, and
Lovely.
I think they even saw Rojo today. I might be wrong on that, and they saw Jalen Johnson, but I also don't think that Jalen Johnson's going to play.
So much fun.
Who do you start at corner,
Yeah.
Carl?
I mean, Tyreek Stevenson's getting one of the spots, even if it's by de facto here, but I pray to
I
God
think
every
the
night it's not
1-1 is going
Nishan
to
Wright.
be it's going to be Nation Wright at 1-1 matched up against JJ.
Well, here's the thing. I mean, you just brought in Jalen Jones, but Jalen Jones is not necessarily inherently familiar with the scheme. He is familiar with Chicago, but he was familiar with Eberflus.
Oh.
So in a vacuum under Eberflus, if that's what the scenario was, I'd take Jalen Jones.
I think it's going to be bad. Okay, let's go to game predictions. Carl, if you haven't done a game prediction, we're not going to do one this week. Let's may as well throw that out there and
I
toss
don't know
yours
how
in here.
to. I don't know how to give you an acceptable answer for the game. You know that I have the Bears winning in Week 1 against the unproven JJ McCarthy-led Vikings, but I don't know if you
Carl's
need
got a dub.
Do you need a number, a numeric answer here?
Not necessarily, but if you wanna,
Yeah, we took those down.
yeah.
I feel
if you wanna,
like
You
to
run
give you a
Carl through some of
good,
the other ones.
huh?
Carl, yards total for Caleb.
Including the rushing.
No, separate.
passing for the season.
And then
not
rushing.
the. What do you guys ask me, man? You want me to tell you how many passing yards Caleb will get in 2025?
Yes, that is exactly what I'm asking.
Yeah, he'll be over 4,000. I don't know if he'll get to 45 though, so I'll say 41.
More optimistic. How about touchdowns?
Yeah.
How many touchdowns did he have last year?
20.
He had 20 passing touchdowns or total touch? Are you asking me passing
20
touchdowns?
passing.
Yeah, I'd call it 25.
We got 31 and 32. Picks, you got an idea?
Yeah, it's going to be more. It won't be much, though. I think that the EPA shit is going to really sink in because that's just how Ben Johnson wants to run it, right? How many did he have last year? 6, 5, 4?
6.
Honestly, I like that 30 number for those touchdowns. I'll call it like 30 touchdowns, 11 interceptions.
I had 13. Paulie had 14.
Yeah, and
Yeah, I mean, we can go. We don't have to go through all this.
Yeah,
but
right.
Let's
No,
just
yeah,
finish off the game.
a
Carl's
little more
got winning.
optimistic than
If
we
you got a
are.
score or any like predictions for the game or even just like the game script? Like,
Yeah,
what do
I
you
mean,
think the
it's
game's
going to
going to
be
look
one of
like?
those games where I could see the Bears going 3 and out, 2 drives in a row. Just, that you guys know how I feel about how the season will start. This offense is not going to be clicking, but I don't know. I think that the run game is really going to struggle, man. I'm going to stick to my guns on that. Maybe I'll get like pigeonholed and Swift will have a nice screen pass that effectively is a run, but it's not a run. I don't know. I think that it's going to be a low-scoring game altogether, though. I think that the defenses will still be ahead of the offenses by this point.
I agree, but not by much. Because Paulie surprised me with a poll of like fans on ESPN of where they think the Bears defense is going to rank at the end of the season. Just give
I'd
us
love to
1 to
know that.
32. 1 to 32. What's your guess?
Well, no,
Mine
start
was
with the
way
offense.
high.
Where do you think the offense will rank?
That's like completely opposite, man. Offense out of
start with
32 teams,
Yep.
you'd be lucky to be in the teens. I don't know. I think you're right there, 19, 20.
I think the poll they were talking about, I'm not sure which one it was exactly, had him at 13th. What special teams do you think you'll have?
Special teams is going to be fucking awesome. Could be a top 5 unit. I'm modest. I'll say 7.
Yeah, they were ranked
I said
3rd. They were ranked third, yeah.
I'll say 7.
And then what defense do you think they'll have on the 32?
Yeah, I know a lot of Mongoloids who would tell you top 10, right? I mean, if Nashawn Wright's playing football games for us, man, we're going to be 25, but I'll say 22.
26 is where they had them.
Yeah.
So, I mean, yeah, dude, that does kind of boil down to...
That's your 10-win Chicago Bears, I guess, in people's minds, right?
Yeah, I mean...
Yeah, because, Carl, you only had them one more win higher than we did. I was even leaning kind of towards 7 as the week goes on, but I mean, it's not much. It's still bottom of the pecking order, and yeah, it's going to be interesting. But starting off the year being 1-0 in the division would definitely help those odds start to shift.
Well, I'm going to put you down for a 17-13 win against the Vikings. How's that sound?
I like 17-13, but I could even see it being a little bit more oddball. I don't know how to explain that. Like, I don't know how you can get to, like, I don't know.
Carl's predicting 2 safeties. It's going to be 11-6.
I like 11, yeah. I'll put it on the record. Someone will score 11. I don't know if we can score 11 and win, but...
All right, I'm not going to put you down for that ridiculous number, but that's okay. 17-13, I think, is... I just want to see who gets close. Paulie, you got a prediction, and then how's it going to go?
Yeah, 20-19.
20-19 Vikings? Bears?
Yeah. Or I guess it would be... I guess at that point it would be 20-18 because I think you're going to try and go for 2 to tie.
Right. So 2018 Bears. Okay.
Yeah, I'll take 20.
I've got loss 24-14. 17. 24-17. I'll give you 17.
Okay. Well, I guess we'll see. So
I don't know if I'm allowed to like totally shift gears on you guys, but I heard something on the radio on the drive home today that really made me think.
Is that a car pun because you're in your car?
Huh?
What?
Shifting gears?
Yeah, shifting gears.
Oh, my sorry ass can't shift gears. My uncle, I spent my whole weekend in Michigan. My uncle bought a K car, one of those little tiny things that you see in the Philippines. So this guy's like sitting to the right of me, shifting with his left hand. I'm like, buddy, what are you doing? It's the most messed up little thing.
Yeah, I mean, if you know how to drive, you know how to drive. It's fine.
I don't know how to drive stick. Anyway, what would you prefer for Caleb Williams to have in a worst case scenario? Would you want Caleb Williams to finish this season as a very well-defined middle-of-the-road quarterback, or would you want him to be defined as a bad quarterback?
Middle of the road, are we talking Trevor Lawrence caliber?
Yeah, actually, that's amazing because middle of the road, meaning that he's not bad enough to move off of, but not good enough to win with. I'm kind of giving you my answer as I'm talking about out loud, but you know.
So if you end up with him being Trevor Lawrence, I'm okay with it because he's only on year 2. And you can still move off of that in a year or 2, and Ben Johnson gets to take his time finding a replacement.
No, here's the thing, though.
You spent the first overall pick on this guy. Here's is only year 2. If he takes a step forward, you're holding on to him, and that's the best case scenario Lawrence for us too, Carl.
Here's why I like Trevor Lawrence as an example, because he wasn't bad enough to move on. They had to keep him. They had to have a record signing for him and give him $55 a year. Do we want to give Caleb $60 million a year knowing that we have no chance to even make the playoffs?
Well, no.
Dude, it boils
my argument.
Down...
Probably, I forgot who did I say the Bears would be like if you're looking for a Stafford to Goff type upgrade, and I gave you a name, but I forgot who it was.
Yeah, no, I know who it is, and it's the perfect name. It's Justin Herbert.
Yeah, I said if you can somehow, some way, like. Yeah, I said that to Paulie. Like the McVay Ben Johnson comparisons, if you're saying that, and you go to, let's say the Chargers are middle as fuck again. They're 9-8. Caleb was like 6-11, and you go to Jim Harbaugh and you said, "We'll give you Caleb, a first and a second, and you get to move on because clearly you just don't gel with Herbert." Ben Johnson thinks he can do something with Herbert. That's your like Goff to Stafford type upgrade.
that's the thing in that scenario, right? Is the Rams got better, the Lions got worse in the moment in that trade, right?
No, your
I'll be very
scenario.
honest. Justin Herbert is one of these, like, there's a litany of quarterbacks that are like one early in the season ending injury to Mahomes away from like earning a gold jacket. Justin Herbert is like an iconic quarterback in a pretty terrible scenario. He's got a good head coach and the excuses are running thin on him, but his arm talent could be considered second to none, right?
What if? Okay, then I would say because King Buka, you're incorrect because he's not Philip Rivers 2025. I'll tell you who Philip Rivers 2025 is, and this one actually works. If it's not Justin Herbert, what if Jerry is fucking sick of paying Dak Prescott and wants Caleb for cheap, another guy to sell tickets because Jerry's psychotic, and Ben Johnson's like, yeah, Dak could do it. Dak on the Bears throws for 5,000 yards with Ben Johnson.
And here's the thing.
And you don't win
this whole
playoff
conversation, is interesting, but I think it boils down to one thing. You know, we do have these Ben Johnson and Sean McVay comparisons already, right? Dude, you know what Sean McVay did? He moved on from a quarterback that he was in a Super Bowl with. Like, if we made a Super Bowl with Caleb, just the Bears as a franchise, we would not want to let that guy go. But you wanted to upgrade, and you made that move, and you did it, and you pulled it off. Dude, like I said, you know what Kyle Shanahan did in San Francisco? Traded up to get Trey Lance at pick 3, and then couldn't cut the cord faster. Just ate his mistake and made it to a Super Bowl by starting a 7th-round draft pick. If we're going to sit here and hold Ben Johnson to this type of standard of these good coaches and put all this trust in them and say, yes, we have one of these guys, he is a good coach, then it kind of makes your question irrelevant, Carl, because it's like good enough. It's going to have to depend more on if Ben Johnson thinks Caleb can still get better, and this was a good first year with him, and we could take a step forward, or if there's enough to where it's like, dude, this kid's not getting it. You could rack up the numbers, you could rack up the yardage, but if there's no belief long-term, then you be cutthroat and then make that move regardless. Like, this team can be primed for a veteran to come in here and do something next year, potentially, if you really wanted to go that route, right? So I think that's where it gets interesting for me. It's like, what is the bar for Caleb? And it's not even going to be a stat thing. It's going to be more of a situational, got to live through a type of thing where you end the season with him and believe that there's a good, bright future with him from Ben Johnson's point of view, at least.
Yeah, I respect that answer fully. I mean, you guys are making the comments about Jerry Jones, right? But he could have fleeced the Packers if this back injury of Parsons is legitimate. I find that very, very funny.
From what I've read and heard, the Packers had 2-second opinions on it, and they don't seem to be dummies when it comes to this kind of stuff. But I would love
that
nothing
is
more. I would love nothing more.
monster move, right? Like, it's kind of weird because the Parsons kid, he netted less than Mac.
Yeah, it's weird.
So it's like, I know that the double-edged sword is you have to make him. I don't know if he's the highest paid player in defensive history, NFL history.
He is.
Yeah, I mean, he's making $47 million a year, guys, and we're quabbling over Montez Sweat getting half of that.
42.
Pretty sure it's 47.
I have it pulled up right here.
I don't know what site is better at that, but I would just go off the
right.
Adam Schefter
46
tweet.
and a half. You're right. 46 and a half.
Yeah, man. I mean, it's just insane money. But I texted Paul I think I texted you both about this. It's like, he's not the reason he's getting paid that much, and the reason that you go after and make that move, it's not to just line him up on defensive end and call it a day. I mean, this guy's going to be coming through the middle and ending up on an either edge. Like, if they're smart, they could do some really scary stuff with him.
Yeah, and it's because they're sitting there with 11 wins, 3rd place in the damn division, looking up at the Vikings, looking up at the Lions, going, we have to compete with them. You know what I mean? And so a move like this totally makes sense for them because they have to get over the hump if they want any kind of real chance, or else they're going to squander away some really good years. I mean, they're not a bad team. They're not.
it helps support our point when me and you were like, I think it'd be dumb if the Bears did it right now because they're just nowhere near ready enough to even like you're talking about a Packers team that, like you said, had 11 wins on a bad year. I think I saw the statistic that they lost. They went 2-4 in the division and still ended up with 11 wins. Like
Didn't they go 1-5? I thought they went 1-5.
they're 1-5. They went 1-5 in the
Yeah,
division and ended
yeah,
up with
and
11
then
wins.
we got Eberflus, got the kick blocked. That's the only they should have gone winless in the division.
Yeah. And still 10, 11 games that made the playoffs. So you're talking about a team that now if they could go 500 in the division at minimum, talking about a 13-win team. That's why I said that's a 13, 14-win team.
But
That's a Super Bowl team.
A lot of the teams that the Bears have to play in what is it? The AFC North, and then what other division are we playing this year? The Packers got to play
AFC
them
East,
too.
NFC East.
Play the Ravens and Bengals back to back.
It's the
Hey,
NFC East.
that's
Playing
going to
the
be
fucking
must. Packers Ravens. That's going to be like a super primetime game, man.
I wanted to ask you this. How good is your memory? Can you name the 5 wins last year?
On the Bears?
Yeah.
So they obviously, I don't even know if it was their first win, but they beat the Rams. They beat the Jaguars.
Hold on.
first team of Tennessee.
First team.
Yeah. They got gifted Tennessee. That's right. And it was all hot streak. And obviously they lost all the games at the end and they beat the Packers. So I've got 4. I'm missing 1. Panthers. They beat the Panthers. That's what it was.
Panthers, Jaguars, Titans, Packers, Rams.
The playoff Rams, but I say that jokingly because they didn't have either wide receiver.
Right.
So, yeah, I mean,
we got it.
We lost to the Patriots. We lost to the Seahawks.
Lost to the Cardinals.
Didn't we?
Yeah, man. Yeah, we lost to the
6-3.
Cardinals. We let lightning strike twice. We gave up the tip Mary. Thought it couldn't get any harder, and then we give up a statistically even harder run at the end of the half to who the fuck, DeMarcado. That's the one that makes me mad.
Fuck.
I'm not even mad
Cardinals
about the Redskins anymore.
Lost to the Colts. Like,
Carl, does Caleb start all 17 games?
Aside from injury, yeah, he does.
Injury would be why he doesn't start.
That's included.
Do I think that Braxton Jones could allow Caleb Williams to get hurt? Absolutely. Sorry. I'll stand true to my Twitter antics. Do I think Ozzie Trapillo could allow Caleb Williams to get hurt? I sure do, yes.
It's relevant because he took 68 sacks, and it was a miracle that he survived that for 17 games. So what we had him at 42 and 48 sacks this year, which would be a 30% fucking upgrade. And it's still, that's going to get you killed. So yeah, it matters. Injury matters.
Dude, and Jay, I'll repeat it again. Go ahead, block the field goal against the Packers, right? Go ahead, win in overtime against the Vikings. Go ahead, win that Washington game, and win one more. Beat the Cardinals or the Colts or whatever, and you're still 4th in the division at 9 wins. Like, even if all those things did go your way, and I love the shoulda, coulda, woulda game because shoulda, well, every team should have been something else, right? But you are what you are at the end of the game, and you did what you did. But even if we got a 4-game swing, 2 in the division, we'd still be last. That's why this is so hard. Like, that's why I want to keep repeating that because, dude, like, we have such a steep hill to climb, and I just don't think we're going to climb it this year. I don't think those teams are falling off this year. Yeah,
I mean, the only team that, in my opinion, got clearly better, of course, is the Packers. And the Packers, I've been saying this for months, their schedule this year does suggest that they will have a winning record. So I wouldn't put the Packers as the favorite, but if we truly think that coaching matters, how can you look at what happened to the Lions and think that they could even have 60% of the success that they had? And they didn't go out and get a Vic Fangio or whoever on the offensive side, right? They just promoted from within. But it's almost like Dan Campbell really said, I can do this, guys. I can do this. I am good enough to be on these Applebee's commercials, all these silly things, right?
But you're not swapping places with them. You see what I'm saying? Like,
right.
Like they might drop off. You might get better, but
it's going to be a little bit more together. Like, this is going to be like a normal division now. It's not going to be this top-heavy, insane, whatever the heck.
I still
I
think the
disagree.
Vikings take it with 13.
I
Say
think
that again?
Vikings are a
Vikings
minimum
take it with
10.
13. I think
Yeah,
Packers and Lions are 12 and 11. Pick one.
No, I could see the Lions having 6 wins, guys.
I said their floor is 7.
Okay, I respect the hell out of it. Yep,
Yeah,
absolutely.
no, I think their floor is like 9, 10.
Why?
Why? Because that's a third of the games. Dude, you're not, these guys didn't just forget how to play football. Like, dude, they battled through crazy injuries and
But
still got far
I
in the
thought
playoffs.
coaching
You
meant
lost. Coaching does matter. And, dude, you still have a really good head coach in Kevin O'Connell. You still have a pretty damn good head coach in Matt LaFleur. Dan Campbell, jury's still out on him, but he's had some damn good success, and you cannot sit there and just, like, sweep that under the rug. Yeah, you know what happens when you have success? Your coordinators leave. Happens to every single team. Every single team. Right?
Yeah,
So,
it happened to the Eagles.
matters, then Dan Campbell is going to keep that ship afloat. And, like, I think he's stubborn as hell. I hate him. But I still don't think that team drops off that crazy and that we
Just
get that better. I don't know, man. I could see them having less wins. It's so much harder to get better from where they were at, right?
Yeah.
But, dude, they're a double-digit win team. They are.
I don't know. I could
10-win
see it
team
either
for-
way. But here's the thing. What was the prognosis of the Detroit Lions before Ben Johnson became the offensive coordinator, right? Dan Campbell, Jared Goff, the daughter of Ford, I don't know what her name is, Sheila Ford, begging on her hands or knees, don't leave Detroit. We'll clean up the fentanyl. We'll get more wins. They were like 1-6. They were 0-6, 0-10. I don't know what they were. But then once Ben Johnson got elevated, they all got fixed, right? So I don't know. I don't want to say it's boom or bust, but man, these guys, I think that they're kind of punching above their weight a little bit, these little kitty cat Lions.
I mean, you could have a repeat situation of what happened in Atlanta where, they made it to the Super Bowl and then Kyle Shanahan left. And it seems like a lot of the success left with him. But where was Dan Quinn last year?
The Redskins.
On the street.
Was he back in an NFC title game? No, you don't say. Maybe he's not such a bad coach after all. Like, sure, I don't know, dude. You can put together staffs and have success, dude. I don't think that,
Like I said, my thing
the
with
drop
the
off
Lions,
is going
more
to be
than the
that
coaching,
crazy huge. Like, dude, it's
more than the drop off of the coaching staff. The 3/5 of your line being replaced, and your interior and your starting Pro Bowl center being out, and then Jared Goff's your quarterback. If he doesn't have a pocket and a creative play caller, I could just see it. But I don't think it's like you said, everybody just forgot how to play football, and they're all going to be a bunch of pussies that aren't playing tough anymore because Dan Campbell's still there. So,
dude, if they get off to a really rough start and have a rash of injuries, all the excuses are on the table for them.
yeah.
You know what I mean? So I get it. I could see it playing out in a bad
But it
way.
happened
And
last
it's
year, and
definitely
they had
possible.
14
It's
wins.
happened. If we're talking about likely, though, I don't think it's likely that they get that much crazier worse. I think they're still competing and take a step back. I think all these teams take a little bit of a step back season win total wise. But like I said, that still doesn't give us enough room, in my opinion, to sit there and actually make noise just yet. I think next year is going to be more of that year where we're wondering, can we compete now? And hopefully we put ourselves in position there at the end of this year. So, yeah, I don't know, man.
Yeah,
We're going
man.
on an hour 15. I think that's good.
Yeah,
I don't know if you have any closing thoughts.
Football's fun. It's good to be back. It's gonna be rough. It's gonna be a rough season if we're right, because like I told you off air, my biggest issue is that if we're correct, it just feels like a bit of just a transition year, like a waste of time year, kind of like it isn't a waste. Okay, this is what I said. I want to know the one or two things that for sure are good about keeping on this team moving forward. I don't really need to know what's bad. I just want to know what is for sure a keeper on this team at the end of the year. And I would ideally like to know that that's Caleb Williams.
I think that's the biggest one too now.
That's the one I want the most, and that's the one that matters the most. I feel like Ben Johnson's going to be here for a while. So as long as he's good, shoot, I mean, we should be all right. But yeah, I just want to know the one or two things that we're moving forward with.
You know, I've seen quarterbacks in this league. You said this. Jalen Hurts, 6 offensive coordinators. Seems to only be an excuse when you're failing, right? Dude, Jake Daniels on a terrible Washington team, brand new head coach, everything. Like, dude, excuses are there.
They had the offensive coordinator that we didn't even want.
Yeah, no. Kingsbury, why would you want him? Right? And so, once again, only excuses when you're failing. Dude, I said this before. The coordinator that called plays for Aaron Rodgers the year he won was Joe Philbin. Their head coach
sacked the most in the league that year.
And and he did it despite a lot of odds. Dude, you could either ball in this league or you can't. It's really nice when you get a pairing like Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid. But, dude, if you're good in this league, and you can play. And, like, yeah, dude, it's really going to be telling. So, all right, man. I'm
going for that. And also, let's hope Patriots suck because I can't handle both.
For sure. So we'll see everybody next week, and we'll see how this plays out. So, all right, bear down, man.